Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, and this is gonna be probably the first video where I will talk about myself very briefly, and I will cover the topic that I planned with you so that you get to know more about my experience and how I live here and what I do and what I don't like about it. So I come from Belarus and I traveled to Hungary half a year ago, so I live here for half a year, so basically I have a very general but in-depth view of Hungary and whether it's good or not to live here, what are the pros and cons of living here. And I came here to study as an international student, and this is something very life-changing for me and something that made me more open to new ideas and to new places. I'm going to start with what I do like about living in Hungary. And first of all, this is something which is so obvious, the fact that Hungary is the member state of the European Union. So it shares common market, it shares common geography, so you have a wide range of products which are not that pricey because they are tax-free, and you have basically open roads. You can travel freely and get familiar with all the neighboring countries and all the member states of the European Union. So I think that this is very great. In a country where I didn't have the possibility to travel that freely is very boosting. The other thing is the position of Hungary. And if you don't know about the neighboring countries, they are Austria, Slovenia, Slovakia, Croatia, and Serbia. I think that it is a very great location because even though Hungary doesn't have access to the sea, but you can travel to Croatia and you can have a rest there. And everything is so close. You can travel to Poland, you can travel to Italy by bus, and do not worry that it will take a lot of hours. That is basically what I do like about it. The other thing that surprised me here is the society and the people. I have experience in my country where people are not that very friendly and open, but here they're so great. I mean, sometimes when you have a bad day, the only thing you need, those welcoming smiles and those expected gestures from unknown people. And here I do get it. I mean, go out the room, and when you go on hiking and when you meet people there, they're so welcoming. They say hello to you, though they don't know you, but this is part of the culture. I mean, they're friendly, they are smiling, they're welcoming, and they are ready to make you feel at home. It is working so loud, so sorry please for those background noises that you're going to hear in some parts of my video. Okay, the other point what I do like about Hungary is nature. I love nature, and I'm a great appreciator of nature. Nature inspires me, it gives me energy. I do know that in every country all around the globe, nature is unique and inspiring, but I cannot mention it when I talk about what I do like about Hungary, because I do like its nature, and I do like the fact that Hungary is mountainous, because in Belarus we have plains, mostly flat, and some 2 or 3 hills, not that many. And here there are actual mountains. Well, for me mountains, maybe for some of you these are going to be hills. Another thing that I want to talk about is the prices. They are low, and basically you can put Hungary on one level with Poland, where you can find quality and where you can find cheap products. So I think in the same way about Hungary. And if you compare Hungary with Austria, Germany, Italy, you do realize that the prices are really low here. and I think that is very beneficial and very attractive. There are a lot of international students, and Hungary is one of the countries which welcomes students from all over every single year, and the number of students is constantly growing. So the professors here are very welcoming, and you may find support from their part, and they are very curious about getting to know international students, about getting to know their culture, and they are ready to share with us, with international students, their own history, their own culture, their own experience. When you do have respect from the side of the community, I think that is very beneficial, not only for them, but also for us. So if you are planning to study here, and I'm going to talk about it later in another video, how I managed to come here and what is my experience of studies here. And if you are planning to go here, remember that this is a very welcoming environment for international students. Now I'm going to talk about some unpleasant things and the things that I do not like about Hungary, and the things that sometimes irritate me. Change of setting. So the first thing, which is very irritating, not for only people that come here, but also for Hungarians, is the transportation system. The country suffered a huge loss of railways and highways after the world wars, which seems to be quite strange why it's so influenced it, but the impact is real. It is so hard to travel by train here, and it is so hard to reach the neighboring countries. So basically, if you want to reach a neighboring country, if you live in the city like I live, which is close to the borders, you are not able to reach those countries from the city that I live. What you need to do, you have to go up Budapest, you have to take a train for 3 hours, and then you have to go from Budapest to the city that you want to go, which seems to be close to your own city, but you have to spend hours traveling just because they don't have adequate railway system and highway system. And that is the problem that concerns everyone here, and the problem which is hard to solve, because as they say, it's very hard for them to build those highways, to build a railway system that is so costly right now, and you have to spend years. So I think that is one of the major problems here, the problem of transportation. A major problem is a linguistic one. People here do not know English. They do not know Russian, which is my mother tongue. They sometimes know German, but I don't study German. I study Italian, so I'm not in that beneficial position. You come to an unknown person to ask about the direction you have to go, and you have to use your sign language, because basically they are unable to speak English at all. The Hungarian language is very difficult to learn. It is not the language that is so familiar to us, that is not even close to the languages in neighboring countries. So that's possible to learn Hungarian, but not in very quick manner. From that point goes the problem with employment, the problem with jobs for people that come from the other countries. You do have to possess a very proficient level of knowledge of the Hungarian language, because otherwise you're not able to work here. The job market here requires the knowledge of it, so that you can work only with the knowledge of Hungarian. Come from the country where cleanliness is respected. It all concerns the European Union countries. That is the matter of cleanliness and the condition of the streets, how clean they are. There is so much rubbish on the streets that sometimes I do have the feeling just to pick it, put into the place where it belongs, to the garbage bin. I mean, like, come on, people. Is it so hard to clean after yourself, to make the environment clean and cozy? Another thing that I don't like, and it concerns mostly the train stations, the bus stations, are those homeless people, which are so intrusive. And even if you do not speak Hungarian, they try to explain their position, they try to get the money from you, and sometimes they try to touch you when you enter some of train stations. They may sleep there, and for me, yeah, I know that it's not surprising for some people, but for me that is disturbing. Probably let them sleep there, but the thing is, they're stubborn and persuasive. So they're going to stand there and to explain you something in Hungarian and to hold the hand like this. And then when you say, sorry, I do not have money because seriously, I do not have coins with me, they get so angry, and that's why that is a little bit scary to me. Another thing which was inconvenient to me when I just arrived here is the local currency. In Hungary, they have forints, and you cannot pay with euro sometimes, and that's why you have to go and change it every time, which is for me was inconvenient at some point. But right now I use credit card, which I open here, a bank account in forints, and where I get my scholarship. So it got a little bit convenient. But when you come with euro or another currency here, so you have to exchange it because they sometimes do not accept euro or dollars. They only accept foreign. That is basically, I hope that you found a lot more additional information for you if you want to travel to Hungary, if you want to live here, work here, so or to study. So I think it was very informative. I tried to be as much informative as I can. Please subscribe to my channel if you find it interesting, if you want to know more about what I'm going to talk about, which is going to be a very wide range of things because I'm just starting. So thank you so much. Love you guys. Bye.